I passed open water. My buoyancy was still terrible. I signed up for advance anyway. I don't know what I was thinking. Actually, I do. I was thinking how bad it can be. Day 1 of advanced. The beach was gone. No dive buddies, just me, my instructor, and the ocean, which felt either like a promotion or a trap. I wasn't sure yet. First dive was navigation. Compass work, square search patterns, finding your way back to the fixed point underwater without landmarks, without signals, without anything except a compass and the direction you came from. Here's the thing about navigation though. I'm a traveler. I have figured out cities I don't speak the language in. I have navigated trains in places with no data. I told myself, this is a geography, underwater geography. I nailed it. First try, my instructor looked at me like he did not expect that. Honestly, neither did I. Day 2 was the deep dive. We were supposed to go early morning. We did not make it by then. We got there at 11 am. The water was already doing something different. Darker, less forgiving. The kind of blue that does not feel topical anymore. Feels deep. To instructor, a diver as my buddy. I remember thinking, they really don't trust me alone down there. Just kidding, just kidding. And then, out of nowhere, this gigantic rock face just appeared. We kept going down and down, and the light kept changing. And everything got a little darker, a little bluer, a little more serious. I forgot to be scared. That's the only way I can describe it. There was just too much to look at. The fear did not have room anymore. We were heading back up when I heard it. Underwater, sounds travel differently. Rain hitting the surface from 30 feet below sounds nothing like rain. It sounds like static, like someone turned up white noise across the entire sky. It is the most unreal thing I have ever heard in my life. We surfaced into a full storm. The boat was there. We got on. Then we just waited 30 minutes. Rain coming down hard. Visibility gone. The second fun dive cancelled. I should have been disappointed. I was not, because I had just heard rain from underwater. Not many people can say that, huh? I kept that. I wasn't supposed to have a day 3 this time? The course was done. The certification was done. I had packed my bags the night before like a person who had their life together. Manisha, one of the team member at Ocean School, came to pick me. This is Manisha cutie. She's dropping me. I needed to go back one more time just to see them. And then they came one by one. Hi. Any last word for me? बोल ना. कोई last word नहीं है तेरा. Captain, will you say something?
Take care of yourself. Go diving. Enjoy your life.
One last time. You want to say something? One last word.
See you, yeah. Next time.
Next time. These people had no idea what it meant that they said that. They were just being kind. But I was standing there holding 30 years in my hand. And they were handing me the rest of my life like it was nothing. I did not cry. I had decided very firmly that I was not going to cry. I don't know who I thought I was fooling. The private jetty hits different when you know what's underneath that water now. I'm not just looking at the surface anymore. I know what's down there. There's a wall somewhere below all of this. There's this rain that sounds like static from 30 feet under. There are fishes that don't care about your fears or your astrologer or the 30 years you spend being careful. I got on my cruise. I didn't look back. Actually, I looked back. Port Blair Airport, boarding pass in hand. And I had this feeling sitting at the gate, this very quiet, very specific grief of why am I going back? Not because anything was wrong with back, just because something was so right here. I had more dives left in me. I could feel it. The ocean had shown me exactly enough to make me want more. The exactly enough to know I would come back for it. That's what it does, right? That's what the whole trick. I come from a place where girls don't do things like this alone, where astrologer shape decisions, where fear gets passed down like a family recipe. But I also come from a place where stubborn women exist, and I am very much my mother's daughter. If you're watching this from a small town, from a family that said, be careful, hear me out. This ocean is not waiting for you to be fearless. It's just waiting for you to show up. I did. I came back, certified, completely changed. If I can do it, you already know what I am going to say. You can do it. Go. Just go. I know solo travel is not for everyone. But this thing I do, where I collect these moments that are equal parts beautiful and heartbreaking, and I carry them home alone, and I sit with them quietly because no one around me was there to feel it too. I don't know if that's brave or just quietly lonely in a way I have made peace with. Maybe both. Maybe that's exactly why I keep going.